Oh my God. How many times are people going to try to convince me that Macs are secure?
I hear you talking about we a lot. Oh, you speak French now. Giving me the sign, so I gotta take a hint.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Yes, we've been gone for a while. It's been a lot going on. A lot's going on at work. Holiday season's ramping up. My photography's taking off. I had to hit the streets again and get some fresh content. I've been running low. Shout out to LD Photo, our photography channel. Links always in the description below. So nothing screams welcome back to me to get me back in the groove like a good old-fashioned Apple screw up. Man, I love it when Apple does this. It's just so tasty. My God, it's so gratifying. Like, I love it. I love it. Now, if you don't know what's been going on, there is, and I like the phrasing of what's happening here, people. Oh, there's this Mac High Sierra bug that's been going around where it allows people to unlock your MacBook Air, your MacBook Pro, your iMac, your what the hell ever. And it's relatively easy to do. In fact, this is so simple to do that if you had a grain of common sense, just a grain, you would understand that this is not a bug. This is just the sloppiness that has been Apple in the security conversation for years. Now, before I really dive into it, and it's not a lot to dive into, I just want to give some context to what's happening here. I remember, and I was a Microsoft fanboy. I still am a Microsoft fanboy. But I had to traverse my fanboyism in a world where the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC ads were hitting hard. And I used to get involved in these jackass conversations from people about how much better and more secure and less susceptible Macs are to vulnerabilities and malicious things because they saw an ad on Channel 7 with some dude in Old Navy relaxed jeans and a V-neck shirt. Like,
hello, I'm a Mac. Mac is issued a salutation, cancel or allow.
Allow, and I'm a PC.
You're returning Mac salutation, cancel or allow?
Allow.
Okay, what gives? Mac is asking a question, cancel or allow?
Allow. He's part of Vista, my new operating system. PCs have a lot of security problems, so he asked me to authorize pretty much anything I do.
You're pointing out Vista's flaws, cancel or allow?
Allow. I could turn him off, but then he wouldn't give me any warnings at all, and that would defeat the purpose, so.
You are coming to a sad realization, cancel or allow?
Allow.
And this is the crazy thing. The one thing about Apple I will never to this day discount is just how genius their marketing intellect is. And I say intellect because it's not a one and done thing. Apple's marketing barrage is a continuing effort of just effectiveness. Like, they are never not hitting hard. And by hitting hard, they are never not convincing idiots that there are, and when I say they, Apple is selling them the most secure, the best, the fastest, the this, the that, the best bang for the buck. It's just minor, and I continue to say it. Apple is like a cult. They are like a religion. As a non-religious person as myself, and I hate to bring this conversation in here, but as a non-religious person, we have a very standoffish view to the faithful. I've been able to bridge that gap as I've gotten older, but it's almost that same thing where if you believe, you look at someone who doesn't believe like they're just from another planet. And if you don't believe, you look at someone who does believe like they're from another planet. Apple they're able to like instill that in consumers, and it's so powerful. It's cult-like, it's religious-like. So nonetheless, back to, I'm going off on a tangent here, side road. Going back to the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC ads, there's one specific, and there was so many of them that was so bad, that weren't truthful, but people just ate it up. I'll never forget the one about UAC. UAC made its way in, I guess, Windows Vista, and this was after the beatdown that Windows XP got in the world of security and vulnerability, and mainly because of Internet Explorer and how much of a clusterfuck that was. But UAC that was implemented in Vista was designed where the system was aware of who and when was making changes to system files. So any time you did something that affected a system file, you get a prompt, and it'll be an in-your-face prompt, right? Like the background goes dark, and boom, it's this thing. Boom, hey, are you sure you want to make a change to this file? Because this could affect your system and the security and stability of your system. And my mom would go, "What did I just click? I don't know. No, I don't want to make that change. I was just trying to play a game on Facebook," right? And I make that analogy, I spark that scenario to show you that the web, and before HTML5 was a widely used thing, there was a plugin, there was a Flash plugin, a Java plugin, or this or that, and they were all terrible. They all had their huge list of vulnerabilities and exploits behind them, on top of the fact that you still had to fight with the browser and its vulnerabilities and insecurities. And it was just regular people were just getting in trouble by just trying to browse the web. And the web didn't make it any better, right? This is why I don't feel for these companies who have traditionally ran their revenue and their websites based on ad clicks. I don't feel for you. Even though we have lifestylesdefined.com, you should visit that, right? I don't feel for you. I've never put ads on LD because of this, because it ruins the experience. And I don't want to have this nicely designed website and you've got some ad for some vibrator off on the side for $4.99, and then someone clicks it, and then here come all these pop-ups. No, I'm not getting into that. And I solely supported Steve Jobs when he was on a tyrant to just kill Flash, kill him, fuck him. I don't care about him. I agree, but UAC stopped a lot of that malicious behavior from actually penetrating to the OS, and it was successful. And what did Apple do? Apple turned around and poked fun at it. The interesting part, Apple runs on Linux or Unix, whichever one you want to. I don't know, don't care. 10 years ago when I was a young professional nerd, I could tell you which one. I don't care. This process is this is in fact where Microsoft borrowed it from, the idea of elevation, an elevation prompt. Right? And in today's world, there are some big security experts out there that'll tell you you're not supposed to use your computer on an administrative account. You're supposed to use your computer on an account that has the same level of security level as a guest account. And the reason you do that is because on a guest account, you can't do anything, right? You can't make changes to network changes. You can't make system file changes. You can't add programs. You can't uninstall programs. You can't install plugin. All that, it's just locked down. And the reason they tell you this is because if there's something that's running in the background that you don't want to run in the background, no matter how well implemented it is, it just can't run because you just don't have permission to do so. And this is, to this day, that's still a good practice, by the way. But this is what UAC served, and Apple made fun of it. Oh, it's annoying. They went to change a desktop. There's a prompt. They did all of these snarky little things that was like, I don't get why this is funny. I don't get why this is a selling point for Apple. When in fact, when you go into a Mac and, for instance, you try to add a new user, you get a prompt, the same prompt, and says, hey, I'm gonna need some security access. I'm gonna need some administrative access to do this, okay? You try to change the time zone on the Mac, the same thing. You try to install an application on the Mac, the same thing. So I was always so befuddled, like, why is Apple making fun of something that they're now doing? And this is one of the many reasons I just hate this company. I just can't stand Apple and the fools that support it and the diehard fans of it. It's just like, you guys just need to find a bridge and jump. But nonetheless, here we are today. I dragged you down that whole wormhole because I was watching a video, Unbox Therapy. Lou was actually, he was the first video I saw. I saw the headlines, but he was the first one to make the video. I saw when he clicked on the little lock icon in the bottom left, I was just like, yeah, look at that. Look, not only are we here at a day and age where Mac has UAC and no one thinks it's UAC. They don't see it as annoying. When it was on a PC, it was annoying, but when it's on a Mac, it's a strong security feature, right? But here we are with the vulnerability that's happening right now. And this is not a vulnerability. I'm gonna tell you this is not a vulnerability. This is not a bug. This is just Apple just being sloppy. And I swear to you, Apple doesn't understand security. So what happens here on Linux or even Linux or Unix, whichever one, there's an account called root, and that is the default account, default administrative account. For God knows what reason, whatever update Apple just pushed, the root account has no password. So what does this mean? You can log in from jump with the root account, just enter root, and you're in there. Or you can go in, if someone's logged into the PC, they're doing whatever, you just took someone's PC, you can go in there, you can add a user, create a user on your own password, and when it says, hey, I'm gonna need some security access, sure, my username is root, and there's no password, enter, and there you go, you're in there. You can even change the person who's logged in password. You can lock them out of their own account. Like, what? And this is not a bug, right? This is far beyond. This is not a vulnerability. A vulnerability is when, you're at the lock screen of your Mac, and someone figured out if you hit Shift and Enter at the same time 20 times back to back, then press 1, 2, 3, it unlocks the. That's a vulnerability, right? That's the type of stupid shit you can't really get rid of. I don't care if you're Apple, Microsoft. People find ways to do things like that. Fine. This is just sloppiness. This is some engineer over there fell asleep at the wheel, gave access to root, or I don't know what. I don't even know how it was discovered. It doesn't matter. It's here. Now, my point behind this and how sloppy Apple is and how they've always been, at least 2 times a year, that's any one of the 2 given, I don't know, if you'd say there's 6 or 7 big iOS updates, at least 2 of those every year for the last 5 to 6 years have had an issue where you can bypass the lock screen. I think the last one I saw was you can get past the activation screen. There's a way to even to get past the what do they call it? The security lock, the activation lock, which is pretty much if you steal a phone or you found the phone or whatever it is, and that phone is tied to a specific iTunes account. However you hard reset it and you wipe it over, it's in the firmware, that iTunes account. So the only time you could ever get back into that phone and use it as a normal phone is if you have the password to that iTunes account. There was a way, I think a month or 2 ago, that you can get around that. And this has consistently been Apple. What is wrong? This is such a big deal. This company they're just not ready. And I'm tired of having conversations about people, I use a Mac because it's more secure and I don't have to deal with viruses. No, you're the virus. So let me get this straight. When you were on a PC, you wanted to download Napster and download all your porn and your Britney Spears album, and I didn't care how I get it. I would just click links until I saw that file, that MP3 that I could play. But somehow when you get on a Mac, you stop watching porn, you get your music from iTunes, and you no longer do this dodgy, suspect, nefarious behavior, so the Mac is more secure. You're an idiot. You're a virus. This is the problem. Fuck Apple. I promised myself I wasn't gonna curse here in this video, but I get all riled up talking about Apple. Fuck Apple. Microsoft for life. All you people with MacBooks, I'm laughing at you. I'm gonna go to the library tomorrow and I'm gonna lock a matter of fact, the library's too easy. I don't know. There might be some kid somewhere that he's researching how to be a better person in life. I don't want to mess with his future. I'm going to the Apple store tomorrow and I'm gonna lock out all those MacBooks in the Apple store. I'm gonna change the password to Lifestyle Defined. Look for me at the Fifth Avenue store. It's your boy Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, I guess, and the reason we started Lifestyles Defined is because if we weren't on camera arguing about these things, the technologies, the phones, the iPhones, the Androids, the cameras, the games, we'd be on the phone arguing about it. We'd be in each other's houses arguing about it. So why not just put it in front of a camera for everyone to enjoy it the way we do? That's what Lifestyles Defined is all about. We just